Well guys, this is your instant reaction as Newcastle lose against Dortmund in the Champions League this evening. Newcastle fans file out of St James's Park into the very wet Newcastle city centre. It's not as easy as I thought, is it? This Champions League crack. You don't win 4-1 every week. Got to take your chances. Got to take your chances. Got to be clinical. They're a good side, and you know what? I will take nothing away from Dortmund in that game. I'll take nothing away from the Dortmund fans actually, because they were. I tell you what, I wish someone would put a hole in that drum like it was doing me head in. But possibly some of the loudest fans I've ever heard inside of St James's Park. So well done to them on that. They've come here, they've beat us. I think they came with a game plan, and it worked. You know, and I don't want to be too negative about this because we are now third in the group. We have just lost. It is soaking wet and I'm gutted. And we'll go on to play some tough games coming up, and all of a sudden we're from first in the group to third in the group. And you know, as I say, this Champions League stuff's looking a bit tougher after all. But I think we could have, you know what, I do actually think we should have got something from that game. I think on a different day, Wilson scores the 3-1 goal. Wilson's header that hits the crossbar goes in. I don't even know who had the chance right at the end when it hit the crossbar and bounced down. I thought it was in the back of the net. You've got Lascelles having volleys from 8 yards out. My camera's got rain all over it, so I look like I'm a blur. And you've still got Newcastle fans cheering behind me, you know. But on a different... I'm trying to get under the tree a little bit here. On a different day, we win that 3-1. And I stand here and say how much of the better side we were. So I don't want to say that we weren't on it, but and I think it's both. It's both. You know, it's both. Because I was going to say there was times in that first half, especially where you know you can't compare it to PSG if you want to, where we weren't just playing as well. You know, and it is hard sometimes to hit that elite level. God, there's so much water on this camera you can barely see me. 2 seconds. There you go. You can see it's a little bit better now. On a different day, we put those chances away. In the Premier League against the Crystal Palace, you know, you have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 chances. In the Champions League against a side like Dortmund, you don't get too many chances. And when you do get those chances, you need to finish them off. And that's the thing. I don't want to bang on too much about that, because at the end of the day, Wilson is a very clinical striker. I think he's top 5 Premier League goal scorers for us in history now. He's got a fantastic goal to game ratio. On another day puts them both away and we go to town soaking wet and cheering and drinking a few more beers, whereas tonight it just didn't happen. I think what was frustrating for me, especially in the first half, Trippier crossing the ball in, they won everything. If we're crossing the ball in over and over again and they're winning header after header after header, think of something else, you know, try and do something different. There was a few times where we had those little triangles where we're nicking it round the corners and just that final ball just wasn't reaching the player. But as I say, is that on us, or is that Dortmund playing a very good game? I think it really hurt us. Going into this game from the start, we had very few changes from Palace. You know, 1 or 2 changes. Miggy came in. Isak came in, but otherwise it was the same team. And again, is that our lack of squad depth haunting us? Because now we've got Wolves at the weekend, then we've got Manchester United midweek, then we've got Arsenal, then we've got Dortmund away. That's a scary bunch of fixtures for a side who started a bit slow today. And that's down to Eddie Howe having to get those players back up and running again. And if we do need to make changes, maybe be brave and make a few more. Isak going off after 15 minutes hurt us bad. You know, I think that's the thing. Isak has got that little bit more spring in his step. I think he's a little bit taller than Wilson. If the game plan was Isak peel off to the back post so Trippier can cross it in and you can have a header at goal, then that game plan was working throughout the whole first half and a lot of the second. But when Isak went off and Wilson came on, then we kept doing it over and over. And, you know, maybe I shouldn't be too harsh because Wilson hit the crossbar from that target free kick later on. But it did feel like we were creating so much, but they were just snuffing it out a lot. And then I go back to what I said earlier. If we'd gone and scored those couple of chances, I would have been going, look how many crosses we had. Look how many times we got in the box. Look how much more of the ball that we had than Dortmund. So there's fine margins here. So I don't want to say that us doing that over and over again we should have done something different, because if we scored 2 or 3 goals from the chances we had, then I wouldn't be mourning. I would be saying how great it was. So yes, I do feel hard done to there. I didn't think the ref was great. I think there was times when he did try and let the game flow, but there was times where I just felt like we were getting kicked all over, and he wasn't even taking a look at it. You know, I haven't seen the Miggy one back. Miggy went down in the box where he kind of looked like he kicked it through 2 players and ran into them a little bit. But you see them given, and I've not seen it back, so we'll have to check on that one. But yeah, positives of that game for me are that I don't think we did a lot wrong. To be honest, I think the game was pretty evenly matched. I think possibly I'm disappointed because I hoped we were the favourites going into this. You know, and maybe that speaks too much of, I guess, the fandom of Newcastle are in the Champions League and they beat PSG 4-1 and they're going to go out and smash. You know, I think it was pretty even today, and maybe that's why there's a little bit of disappointment in there, because I didn't want it to be even. You know, I wanted us to go out there, out-sing them, outplay them, outscore them, and have another magical night inside of St James's Park. Unfortunately, you can't always have your way, and we didn't have our way tonight. I thought, you know, the first 15 minutes of the second half, we were going for them and they were fighting back. You know, I don't think Dortmund necessarily turned up and parked the bus. I mean, Nick Pope made a double save in the first half. I thought it was pretty end to end. It was almost more into the end of the second half when Dortmund started going, you know what, we've defended these guys, you know, pretty well today. Let's not risk it. Let's just sit at the back and get the job done. And you know, there was times in that game where I thought we could be playing here till the cows come home and this ball is never going to hit the back of the net. I think my overall from that one, and look, you have these days, because I was going to say the overall thing for me was you've got to take your chances in an elite competition like the Champions League, like in a game against the Man City, like in a game against an Arsenal or whoever. You know, you don't often get that many chances on goal, and when you do get them, you have to put them in the net. As I say, it's not like a Palace where we've gone and scored 4 because we had loads of chances, and if we didn't score 3, then we still would have won 1-0. You know, this was a big game today, and yeah, just didn't quite go to plan, did it? So yeah, I am going to get myself out of this rain. Could have put my hood up, but it doesn't look quite as good in the video. So yeah, drop a like, subscribe, let me know your thoughts down below. There is still plenty of videos coming out. I am going to Wolves this weekend, so as I say, it's a quick turnaround for the team, it's a quick turnaround for the fans, and I talk about confidence in this side a lot. I think in a Newcastle side who doesn't have a huge amount of depth, doesn't have a huge amount of rotation, to keep players feeling fresh and feeling upbeat. Wins make players smile, wins make players play better, and after a tough physical loss today, I think a tough mental one, now we're away at Wolves. You know, I'm really hoping we can pick it up soon. So yeah, drop a like, subscribe, because I will be at Wolves. We'll have all of the pre-match, post-match reaction vlogs, and hopefully it's not chucking it down on Saturday. Right guys, thanks for watching, thoughts down below, and I'll catch you later.